The budget battle continues to rage in Washington, leading to increased scrutiny of one of the highest historically funded government programs, nuclear weapons. And although the Cold War is over, the nuclear arsenal still costs the United States billions of dollars a year.
If it's all added up across all of the agencies, there have been estimates of over $50 billion. The money just to upkeep the nuclear triad is around $30 billion. And the money within the Department of Energy, which is actually the number that you usually hear and the number that's usually cited, is only about $7 billion. So compared to it, when you add it all up, it's actually a much bigger number.
Tom Collina of the Arms Control Association stated that at least $6 trillion has been spent on the nuclear weapons program to date, about $20,000 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. But observers say part of such a huge amount of money could be spent instead on improving the livelihoods of many poor and low-income families in the states.
We need to get out of this, it's prudent to spend more, it's prudent to build more mind frame and think more long-term about what it really means to be secure as a nation. And that it's not just about defense spending. It's about infrastructure, it's about education, it's about health. These are the things that make a nation great, not just how much money we spend on defense.
According to senior policy analyst with the Center for Arms Control and Nonproliferation, Lacey Olson, the amount that goes into some aspects of nuclear weapons now is actually more than was spent during the Cold War, the height of nuclear armament.
During the Cold War, the average yearly cost was around $4 billion in the nuclear weapons activities account, and that's just the money at the Department of Energy. Now that number is about $7.6 billion in the fiscal year 2012 request. So it's nearly doubled since the Cold War, just in that weapons activities account, which really doesn't make a lot of sense considering that was the biggest threat that we saw from nuclear weapons.
Analysts also discussed the health and environmental effects of nuclear weapons production and maintenance in the United States.
Accidents happen, materials get places they shouldn't, and then cleanup has to take place. Even facilities that operated safely but then have to be decommissioned are very expensive and very hazardous. So, and these are sort of long-term costs that we've been with us for some time and make up for a significant fraction of the past costs.
Experts suggest reducing nuclear costs by cutting the amount of weapons from the current 1,550 to around 300, which is still enough to bomb the world many times over. And although cuts are being proposed in most areas of the budget, both Democrats and Republicans have decided that defense, and therefore the majority of nuclear spending, will not be decreased. Marjanasi, Press TV, Washington.